Well, our regional correspondent, Philip Sherwell, is on the line now. Philip, what are your first thoughts on what we're hearing this hour from Myanmar?
I think what we're seeing here is a cosmetic move by the junta. They have a junta-approved court sentenced her to 4 years on these two charges earlier today. She's facing many, many more. They have now made this apparent gesture, reducing the sentence to 2 years. They're also saying, well, it won't be behind bars in an actual prison. It will be under house arrest. Well, she's already, since the coup on February the 1st, been detained in incommunicado in a location near the capital, Naypyidaw, that no one has access to. So really, this is them trying to sort of, I think, show some degree of generosity to the international community. They're saying, well, we found her guilty of these crimes, but we're going to sort of reduce her sentence. The reality is she's got a lot more charges coming up. These charges, just to remind you, were for incitement to public unrest, which was the accusation that her party had encouraged people to protest against the coup, and to charges that she'd campaigned during the election last year, during the pandemic, and broken public health rules. So they're relatively minor compared to much more serious charges she faces of corruption and breaking Official Secrets Act. So I don't think we should overestimate this move. I think what we're seeing here is the junta trying to sort of show the world that, oh, she's been convicted, but we're showing some generosity in how we treat her.
The junta, perhaps, Philip, also hoping to try and dissuade protesters from coming back out into the streets in large numbers. Those protests have been ongoing, haven't they, despite a serious crackdown by the military. What kind of impact do you think this news will have on supporters of Aung San Suu Kyi?
These protests now have a life of their own. We have the civil disobedience movement, which is government employees refusing to work. We have people not paying their taxes. The opposition have also moved purely from being a peaceful organization to armed resistance, what they call a defensive war against the junta. So, whether the junta finesses the length of sentences for Aung San Suu Kyi or other leaders of her party at the moment isn't really going to sort of weaken that level of opposition. What the junta is really hoping is that other countries in Asia and their supporters at the United Nations, such as Russia and China, will be able to point to this and say, they're making gestures, they're being conciliatory. So they're really playing to an international audience here. They have the domestic audience is very firmly set. And in terms of the opposition, I don't think they're going to sort of see a bit of tweaking around the lengths of sentences as a reason for them to reduce their sort of the way they're protesting and have been protesting against this seizure of power by the military 10 months ago.
Philip Sherwell, thank you very much indeed for your reaction there to that news.